How's it going, everyone? The PlayStation Store is running its Planet of the Discount sale. While it ain't no deal-mania, there are a lot of good deals available, and now it is time to look at some of the deals under the price of $5. This isn't even all the titles. As always, there's a ton of stuff on sale. I'm just going over the titles that I'm familiar with and that I can recommend. There's even more than this. There's a couple of other games that I didn't mention. We might do another under $5 video. I didn't go through like all of the 30 pages, but once you get deeper and deeper into the pages, that's when you start getting hit with the shovelware, and then you have to really look for a lot of the good deals. But yeah, reiterating a lot of stuff. You guys know how it works. I'm one man trying to do these videos. So let's get right into it. Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition is 85% off for $4.49. This is a game that I absolutely loved. It's built this cult following over the years. I don't think to the point that we're ever going to get a sequel for this game, but man, how many companies have been trying to make a game that rivals GTA in a lot of the ways while also being its own game? And I feel like they found that with Sleeping Dogs, because while the comparisons to GTA, I feel like, are apt. The crime-oriented open-world title absolutely can see that. However, the focus on hand-to-hand combat, the grittier narrative, I thought it gave Sleeping Dogs its own identity at the same time, and I thought it was a phenomenal game. A great main character as well, great setting. Soundtrack is super underrated. I thought this game had an awesome soundtrack for $4.49. I think this is a great buy, and this is one of those games that every couple of years, not like every year, but every 3 to 4 years, I'll go back and give another playthrough of. My last playthrough, I want to say, was either in 2021 or 2022. It was one of these years a few years ago, and now as I'm talking about it, I'm like, it might be time to give Sleeping Dogs another playthrough, but not quite yet, as there's a billion games coming out. Doom 2016 is 80% off for $3.99. Great game, a visceral first-person shooter, great soundtrack, bloody as all hell, and a solid campaign component. That's really the drawing card to this game. Doom's a great time, not super lengthy. I mean, it's a single-player first-person shooter as far as the campaign is concerned. Thankfully, Doom: The Dark Ages will be available on PlayStation 5, and I think that game looks fantastic. But if you have yet to play Doom 2016, give it a shout. It's quite good and can be pretty challenging as well. Dishonored Definitive Edition is 75% off for $4.99. I talked about it when we talked about Dishonored 2 in the under $10 video, but it's worth reiterating. It is just a shame that this franchise isn't sticking around with consistent outings. Like, Dishonored is so well done, and while Dishonored 1 came out all the way back in 2012, yes, it is 12 years old at this point. It's a game that's aged kind of gracefully because it had this really unique art style. Awesome action or stealth gameplay. You can really tackle the game however you want. I think the stealth-oriented playthrough is more rewarding, but you can play it however the hell you want. $4.99 for Dishonored is awesome. This includes the DLC as well. Dragon's Crown Pro, 80% off for $3.99. Now, I love Vanillaware as a studio. As far as their game output goes, some of their decision-making I found a little bit questionable as far as, like, not releasing their games on PC where they're just undercutting themselves, but, you know, their games are incredibly consistent and they're incredibly good. However, I would say Dragon's Crown Pro, to me, was their weakest game. Out of playing Odin Sphere, Muramasa, 13 Sentinels, and Unicorn Overlord, Dragon's Crown didn't vibe with me as much. It's still a solid action RPG beat-em-up style game. Visuals are great. $3.99 also, total bargain bin price point, and by far the cheapest Vanillaware game that you can get, because Odin Sphere Left Tracer still goes for like 15-20 bucks. 13 Sentinels is like 20-25, and Unicorn Overlord obviously just came out, so that's still holding up in price. We need that port for Muramasa the Demon's Blade. Hopefully that happens fairly soon. Next up, we got Cat Quest, 70% off for $3.89. A little bit of attention around Cat Quest as Cat Quest 3 just dropped, and I thought Cat Quest 3 was a really well-done game. Once again, a charming RPG. However, Cat Quest 1 is a great entry point, and given that it's only $3.89 from a price point standpoint, I think is great. Don't expect anything super challenging. This is supposed to be an accessible RPG, fairly short, but a great art style, and just charming as all hell. $3.89, great price on that. Just Cause 3 XXL Edition, 86% off for $4.19. Includes Just Cause 3 as well as some DLC content. Just Cause 3 is great, just had a plethora of issues as far as its performance goes, and it's still has some of those issues, but it's much better than the abomination it was at launch. I played it initially on PC, and it was just a train wreck on there, but it's a lot better on all platforms now. Just Cause 3 also just really emphasizing that fun factor in video games. Like, if you want just a chaotic open world title, Just Cause 3 is going to offer you exactly that. You know, you're not going to get invested into the narrative. Rico Rodriguez is not the best main character in gaming history, but guess what? From a gameplay standpoint, Just Cause 3 is a damn good time. and I would say it's a really good pickup at this price point of $4 and change. Speaking of open world games with a lot of chaos, Saints Row 4 Re-elected gonna offer you exactly that, $2.99 on this. Saints Row isn't a franchise that I absolutely love. However, I definitely understand why a lot of people do like it, and it's an enjoyable franchise, don't get me wrong. However, it's just something that is so zany, so off the wall, that from that standpoint, I think, you know, some people might not vibe with it as much, but I think it's an enjoyable time if you have a long day at work and you just want a absolutely hilarious open world game and you can deal with a little bit of comedy in your video game. Saints Row is going to offer you something that isn't too serious and still worthwhile to go through. $2.99 on that. Deus Ex Mankind Divided, 85% off for $4.49. Deus Ex, very much a narrative-driven, more serious in tone kind of experience. I recently played through Deus Ex Human Revolution again on PC. Man, is that game so good. Mankind Divided was not as good as Human Revolution from a narrative standpoint, but I feel like it expanded the gameplay options more, and the gameplay was better visually. It looks great. Unfortunately, narratively is where this game has issues, and it ultimately wasn't as satisfying in that regard, especially by the end of the game. And the fact is that the sequel to this game was canned, so we're never gonna get that. I mean, we weren't gonna get that game until like 2029 anyway, but now knowing that it's probably not gonna happen, quite possibly, you know, in the next couple of decades, like, this is one of those franchises that I feel like somebody eventually is gonna get the rights to, and then they're gonna dig it up, and then they're gonna be like, all right, bro, this story's continuing, but I don't think that's gonna happen for a very, let me reiterate, very long time. That it is what it is. But Mankind Divided, I still think, is very much worth playing, and I'd give it a look at this price point. The Vanishing of Ethan Carter, 80% off for $3.99. If you want more of a atmospheric walking sim style narrative game, this will be right up your alley. Not super lengthy, not lengthy whatsoever, actually. So, like, the initial price point, even if it wasn't a full $40, $50, $60 game, it was still a little bit pricey. At least that was the perception. But for $3.99, if you want something narrative driven, I think you're gonna have a good time with Vanishing of Ethan Carter. UnMetal, $4.99, 75% off, but if you're a Plus subscriber, you'll get it for $3.99. Hilarious game that pays respect to, obviously, Metal Gear Solid, and hilarious, and it's a total parody, but it's a game that, if you're into more comedy aspects of video games, I think UnMetal will be a great time. And, you know, from a gameplay standpoint, it's, like, fundamentally fairly well designed, which honestly makes things even funnier. But, yeah, $3.99 for Plus subscribers, $4.99 if you're not. Good price there. Hotline Miami, the collection, is $3.99, which I think is a really solid pickup. That's $3.99 if you're a Plus subscriber, $4.99 without. You get Hotline Miami 1 and 2. Two really solid, over-the-top action games that are obviously a throwback visually. I feel like it'll draw a lot of people in. Other people might not be as fond of it, but the throwback visual style. Bloody as all hell, but it's pixel blood. Like, I don't know how you want to deem it as far as, like, calling the game mature, but the action gameplay is absolutely fantastic. Can be fairly challenging at $4 for both titles. If you're a Plus subscriber, think that is a damn good deal. Lastly, I do want to give a shout to Cloudpunk, which is down to $4.99. Now, the PS4 version of this game is currently available on PlayStation Plus Extra. The PS5 version is not. It is about to also get pulled from PS Plus Extra, so, you know, you should probably buy the game if you want to play it. Awesome atmosphere, not action heavy whatsoever. It's like a delivery exploration style game. Really great atmosphere, really great setting, the ambiance, the soundtrack, those elements of this game are expertly done and really well designed as far as that's concerned. But if you want a more chill, relaxing game to play, I think Cloudpunk is going to offer you that as far as its gameplay and its world and atmosphere goes. I think it's really well done in that regard, and $25 might be a little pricey, but $5 I think is quite good, so definitely give that a look. But that is going to do it for me. Again, a lot of great deals under the price of $5. Probably can do another video. I was looking at a lot of great deals that we didn't even mention, like Resident Evil 5 was on sale. Kingdom Come Deliverance was on sale, but it was the base game, but it was only $2.99, so, you know, there's some stuff worth mentioning. But that'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.